Give everybody a second to get in here. Let's see. First case, obviously 3-case pick your player. Get a little over in the bottom left-hand corner. The player list is on the right with everybody's names next to it. Didn't want to make the player list too small to where you couldn't see it at all. 3 cases. Good luck to everybody. Anybody not familiar with Finance, it's 8 boxes per case, 2 autographs per box, which is going to be 16 autographs total per case. Has a ton of color in it this year. There's going to definitely be momentary pauses for either sleeves or top loaders, as I didn't even want to. With all that color, there's definitely going to be using our fair share of sleeves and top loaders, as well as I'm going to obviously have to grab like another case or whatever else because there's 3 cases. Ninja Turtles have been pretty good to us on this placemat, so we'll keep it. Especially because Int Gaming hasn't answered me. I gotta figure out what's going on, and if not, I'm just gonna file a charge back because they have not answered me. Which is annoying. Alright, let's get rolling into here. How to join? You should just be able to type, you just gotta sign up. I was gonna say, you just to sign up for YouTube, John. Or sign in or whatever. You should be able to talk if you're, as long as you're signed in. All right, first box here. Good luck to everybody. Sound's working, right? Hope so, because I just went on a spiel and assuming somebody would say there's not audio if there wasn't, but let me double check. It looks like the mic is good, but it is. It is for sure. Sometimes the bar is going though, and whatever, like I'll be muted when I'm not actually muted, if that makes sense. It might be a little bit low. I might be able to amp me up a little bit so it's a little bit easier to hear. Should be better now. But let's get rolling here. Good luck to everybody. Hopefully there's some monsters in these 3 cases. Appreciate y'all getting it filled. We do have a Topps Chrome half case up with a ×2 option. Think about maybe trying to do a half case pick your team on Finest too with a ×2 option. Good luck to everybody here. We have Sagana, Tatis Jr., Ellie De La Cruz, Henderson, Luis Angel Acuna, Michael McGreevy as the first autograph to start us off. Which I believe is going to Jacob. We have Stephen Kwan, Schwellenbach, Kumar Rocker out of 99, Paul Skeens, Peralta, Reynolds, Jung, Dolander, PCA. We got Chapman, Angel Acuna, Luis Angel Acuna on the purple, Bliss, Devers, Alvarez Jr., Altuve, Wynn, Riley, McMahon, and Drake Baldwin on the X-Fractor. We got the purple here for John Parrish out of 200. Grab the middle Acuna late. Kumar Rocker here out of 99 on the blue debut. Of 99, and then we're going to get a Freddie Peralta sitting on the top right there, 172 out of 200 on the blue. Got Corbin Burns on the X-Fractor. Finest Moments, Babe Ruth, Gore, Noel, Caminero, Mike Trout, Rooker, Jace Jung. We have J-Ram. We got Mark Burley. 25 out of 50 on the gold. Almost every time we pull a Burley autograph, I always say how he probably loved the pitch clock era, man. He worked fast. He's one of the few guys that have an under, like, 2-hour game. We have Kobe Mayo out of 350, Martinez, Joe, Smith, McCutcheon, Wagner, Amador, Fitz, Holiday, Dominguez, Acuna, Nacho Alvarez, and McCutcheon. Leo Jimenez, Ketel Marte, Justin Henry Malloy, Yelich. We have Scooball on the oh my god, like spilled paint or whatever it's called. I think of what it's called right now, because it's not called spilled paint. Let's say we have Mayo on the pink here out of 350. Oil spill. Is that what it's called? We have Mike Trout. Ooh, an orange Roki Sasaki. And then Vladdy Jr. out of 325. Amador, Burns, and Cal Raleigh. Roki just sneaking out there. Like, it's out of 2 out of 20 on the orange. Nice hit for David. Oil spill, yeah. The McGreevy is a base. Nice orange Roki. We have Vladdy Jr. on the sky blue out of 325. That's going to be the first box. That was actually a pretty good box. I mean, 2 pitcher autos, but oil spill, the orange Roki. I'll take it. We got Kobe Mayo, Riley Green, Devin Williams, Langford. We're going to have Jackson Holiday, 9 out of 10. Goose de Grass. Oh, that's a hit. I don't know who got Holiday, but somebody's a happy man. See if I can. We're in the Jays. Let's see if I can read. We got Johan Santana, Jace Jung, Jackson Holiday is Chuck. It's a nice hit there for Chuck. We have Jung, Ellie De La Cruz, Kiro, McCray, Schwellenbach, Skeens, Buxton, Otani, Loader. We are going to have Gunnar Henderson. Cole on the purple, Ben Rice, Loader. Diaz, Machado, Martinez, Muncy, Thorpe, Colt Keith. And then we have Kyle Tucker, 3 out of 3 on the red. In that Cubbies jersey. Garrett Cole here out of 250 on the purple. Now Brian Reynolds on the X-Fractor. Bryce Harper. Tatis Jr., Sweeney, Acuna, Burns. Quan Kim Alonso. We have Trey Sweeney on the refractor. Swanson, Campbell. We're going to have the Ichiro refractor Olsen, PCA. We have Sugano stuck to PCA. Tatis Jr., Ellie De La Cruz, Gunnar Henderson, Ellie. Peralta, Lee, Kim, Wynn, Reynolds, Jung, Dolander. Albert Pujols out of 25 on the Orange Creators, 2 out of 25. A bonus autograph in the box, and it's in a big boy Albert. Nice hit there. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, McGreevy, you're short-lived on the hit board. Sorry, bud. See you later. Get Swanson on the pink. There we go. Yeah, C.J. Abrams on the X-Fractor. We have Will Wagner on the purple X-Fractor. Lawler on the purple. Sweeney on the Arrivals. Alcantara on the refractor. And Altuve on the base. Alright. Lawler on the purple. Eventually they'll respect this man and just let him be the everyday guy. I don't know if they already are or not, but I feel like it's inevitable. And we got Will Wagner on the purple X-Fractor. 110 out of 150 for Robbie. Rolling here into box number 3. I have Imanaga, India, Wood, Skubal. We have Harper, Mena on the sky blue autograph. Got a 150. Remember what he's in 2021 Bowman Chrome's first. Is that when he had a first, or is it 2022? We have J Ram, Brooks Lee, Wood, Mayo, Robert Jr., DeCenzo, Rice, Webb, Schwarber, Devers, the Pink Castillo, Amador on the Arrivals, Jackson Churio, Loader, Perez, Cole, Locklear, Carroll. We have Connor Norby on the X-Fractor, and Walker Buehler. 125 on the purple. Personally, I think he looks goofy in a Red Sox jersey. I know that there's some Sox fans in here, probably like Gabe, that I was hoping he'd be a little bit better than he has been for the Red Sox, but I still think it's goofy to see him in a Red Sox jersey. We have Jace Jung on the X-Fractor, Schwellenbach, Alvarez, Otani, Soto, Witt Jr., Tucker, Jacob Wilson. We have Julio Rodriguez, Greg Jones on the base autograph. Former Rays prospect. Peralta on the sky blue, Devers on the Creators. Oh my God. Joe Carter on the finest timelines. Buxton, Alvarez, Wheeler, Baldwin, and Durbin. We have Seager, Brooks Lee, Brent Rooker, Bliss, Nacho Alvarez out of 150 on the Arrivals, Paul Skeens, Acuna Jr., Sasaki, Alvarez. Apparently we really just like oil spills this case. That's going to go to the Juan Soto spot on the oil spill. In the Mets jersey. Alvarez on the Arrivals, Peralta on the sky blue. We have Alcantara. We have Skubal on the pearl, Seager on the pink, Babe Ruth, Alvarez, and Alvarez. Seager on the pink out of 300, and then Skubal on the pearl X-Fractor out of 40. It's a pretty good start to the case, I'd say. Say good saw. That box definitely didn't have the greatest autographs, but oil spill was nice. The oil spill's like roughly a case hit when it comes to pack odds. They don't have... Topps technically doesn't have any case hits in their product. They just have odds that equate to like a case or 5 cases. But there's not necessarily like case hits per se. I don't know if they're going to switch that. At least I think for basketball and football, they should have home field advantages or home court advantage, whatever you want to do for basketball chases, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. We have Castillo, Kiro, Lee, Devers, Lindor. We have a Barry Larkin, finest moments. Always has a nice auto. Actually, Mena. See you later, bud. Or replace you with the Hall of Famer, 1996 Barry Larkin. We have Gunner, Mayo, Chisholm, Freed, Merrill, Freeman, Walker, McLean. We have Bullish, Yamamoto, Snell, Abrams on the pink, Mike Trout, Muncy, Alcantara, Keishel, Campbell, Cruz, Adames. Have Jackson, Churio, Angel Martinez out of 99 on the blue. Christian Campbell out of 250 on the sky blue. Nice hit for the Campbell spot. He doesn't have a lot of cards out yet. CJ Abrams on the pink out of 300. And the Bullish Yamamoto. This is another rare insert. Another nice short print here on the Yamamoto Bullish. We'll put him over there with his rotation mate, Roki. We're going to have Kumar Rocker, James Wood, Lawler, Harper, Strider, Martinez, Royce Lewis, Sagisi, Clase, Fernando Tatis on the X-Fractor, Baldwin, Cal Ripken, Acuna, Imanaga, Indio, Wood, Scooball, Rutschman. We're going to have Mark Vientos on the Purple X-Fractor, the Blue Soto, Butler on the Creators, Free, Henderson, Alcantara, Job, Duran. Man, Duran yesterday again, just calling people bitches and cursing up a storm. We have Shaw, Caminero, Jose Altuve on the blue, Ellie, Vladdy Jr. on the blue. We have Acuna and Tovar. Vladdy Jr. on the Creators blue out of 150. Man, Duran, they caught him on a live mic again saying some wild shit. He's crazy. Let's say out of 150 Altuve on the blue. Some nice color to end this. I mean, not obviously some superstar guys. Nobody's super crazy right now comes to chasing because these are guys that are veterans, but Soto out of 150. Mark Vientos on the Purple X-Fractor out of 99. I don't know if anyone's seen the thing I'm talking about with Duran, but yo, he's called somebody a bitch, right? Isn't that what he said? He didn't call somebody a fucking bitch or a fucking pussy or something. Part of my language, I'm just quoting Duran. Oh yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. It's absolutely crazy, man. We have Campbell, Cruz, Willie Adames, Churio, Alcantara, we have Keider Montero on the debut. Pretty sure this is going to the AL Central. See Tigers debut here. Jackson Holiday in the X-Fractor. Judge, Acuna, Bieber, Strider, Martinez, Lewis, Sagisi, Keyshaw, Frelick. We have Kierstead, Norby, Martinez, Pasquantino, J-Rod, Skubal, Wood, and Harper. Kierstead on the pink. Going to the AL East. I was watching a video the other day when Pedro Martinez hit Gary Sheffield. We have Lindor on the X-Fractor, Brooks Baldwin on the purple X-Fractor, Fitz, Trey Turner, Peralta, Contreras, Seager, Soto, Witt Jr., Tucker, Campbell. We have Luis Angel Acuna. Part of a package that John Parrish did. 125 on the purple. Nice hit there. I was going to say, when Pedro hit Sheffield, and he said, don't do that to me, but Sheffield called a bunch of timeouts, and Pedro like shook his head to the curveball or whatever, and then threw a fastball up and into his rib cage. When Sheffield played for the Yankees, we have Tovar. That's Brooks Baldwin, by the way, on the purple X-Fractor. We got the purple Tovar. That is a, yeah, man. I want that type of baseball back. But that's one of the reasons why Pedro Martinez is like one of my favorite players. Is he's like a $135 soaking wet and didn't give a shit about who you were. We have Lee, Bliss, Judge, Betts, Cunha Jr., Sasaki, Devers on the X-Fractor. We have J-Ram on the blue X-Fractor, Langford on the pink, Skubal on the refractor, Holiday, Bryant, Alvarez, Wheeler, Brooks Baldwin, Durbin, Manzardo, Adi Alamador, Alcantara. We're going to have Otani and Darren Baker. Pink Langford out at 350. And then J-Ram on the blue X-Fractor out of 49. Into box 6 of the first case. We have Luis Robert Jr., DeCenzo, Ben Rice, Webb, Schwarber. We got Spencer Strider on the 52 out of 75 on the green. Nice hit there. Sagano on the X-Fractor, Jung, Justin Henry, Malloy, Ellie, J-Rod, Perez, Cole, Locklear, Carroll, Moreno, Martinez, Cruz, Tatis Jr., Soto, Witt Jr., Tucker, Jacob Wilson, Bo Bichette on the X-Fractor, Shohei out of 50 on the gold, PCA, Dolander, and Gunner. Nice Shohei. Cowser, Alvarez, Wheeler, Baldwin, Durbin, Seager, Mason Miller, base autograph. some more top orders here. Aaron Judge on the sky blue out of 3 at 25. Acuna Jr., Sasaki, Reese Hines, Judge, Betts, Ronald Acuna Jr., Sasaki, Alvarez, Acuna, Dollander, Jace Jung, Martinez out of 99, Rodin, Cam Smith, Kurtz, Dana, Guerrero Jr., Suzuki. We have Shohei again on the purple, Colt Keith on the pink. We have Reggie Jackson, Ellie, and Springer. Colt Keith on the pink out of 300. Tani on the purple out of 125. Martinez on the arrivals on the blue out of 99. Yeah, Pujols has an autograph out of 25. Into box 7 of the first case, guys. Still plenty of way to go. Duran, Shaw, Merrill, Freeman, Walker. We have a Relvis Martinez, 24 out of 99 on the blue debut. We'd be talking a lot different about Martinez if you can get Hendo with the steroids. We have Altuve in the X-Fractor, Ben Rice, Altuve, Suzuki, Cruz, Willie Adames, Churio, Alcantara, Job, Swanson, Locklear. On the purple, Sasaki on the debut. We're going to have Carlton Fisk, Keith, Lewis, Sagisi, Keyshaw, and Christian Campbell. Purple, Tyler Locklear out of 250. Mark Vientos on the X-Fractor. Ryan McMahon, J-Ramp. Bryce Harper on the Creators Blue. We have Dollander on Fractor, Abrams, James Wood, Scooball, Bryce Harper, Strider, Angel Martinez, Grant McRae on the green. We have 55 out of 75. Bobby Witt Jr. on the sky blue, Albies, Yamamoto, Verlander, Dollander, PCA, and Sugano. Witt out of 150. Harper out of 99. And McMahon on the blue out of 200. Tatis Jr., Ellie, Cam Smith, Jung, Rocker, York, Vientos, McMahon, Peralta, Reynolds, Jung, Bregman. We have Gunnar Henderson on the green, Devin Williams on the pink, Sasaki, Tavar, and Bregman. pink out of 350. Gunner out of 35 on the green. I would assume he'd be a redemption. Is there any posted on eBay? Jace Jung, J-Ram, Altuve, Win. We have Riley. Montero on the sky blue autograph. Rooker. Loader, Sagisi, Butler, Fitz, Holiday, Caminero, Trout, Rooker. Boles Garcia, Acuna Jr. Wilson, Vladdy, Lindor, Yelich, McCutcheon. Wagner, Amador, J-Dom on the X-Fractor. Jose Ramirez on the blue, Mike Trout on the X-Fractor, and the AL Home Run King, Aaron Judge. Sky blue out of 150, Montero. J-Ram on the blue out of 150. I'll ask my rep tomorrow, and if he's on the product, I'll just refund you, Gabe. 3/25 for the Braves. We have Jace Jung, Devers, Lee, Devers, Lindor, Marte, Justin Henry Malloy, David Justice on the base autograph. Like if he's not actually in the product and they forgot to add him or something. We have Suzuki on the pink out of 300. What if he's actually the mystery redemption and they just fucked up and put him on the checklist? Suzuki on the pink. We have Sagano on the debut. James Wood, Brooks Lee, Freeman, Walker, McLean, Castillo, Kiro, Bogarts, Caminero. Soto, Rocker on the green. We're going to have Dolander, Job, Duran, Shaw, Jackson, Merrill, Butler, Fernando Tatis Jr., Corbin Carroll out of 250. And then we have Schwellenbach, Reynolds, and Sonny Gray. That's the only thing I can think of we even seen one. I could have swore I saw a Marcelo Mayer finest card, but maybe I just imagined it. Rivals. I mean, he's on the checklist, but I'm trying to say I thought for sure I saw one. Kumar Rocker there out of 75 on the green for the arrivals. We have Fernando Tatis Jr. out of 99 on the blue X-Fractor. Corbin Carroll on the purple out of 250 for the Diamondbacks. Well, for the Corbin Carroll spot, he might not even have it. Did he have his own spot? I can't remember now. All right. Got to grab A, another case, B, another case, and a bid to put all this in. Give me 1 second. Just to put the cards in real quick. No, I figured you did, Zach. I wasn't extra worried about it. I know you work some, if I'm not mistaken, you work some like crazy hours, if I remember right, so. Just like I don't think Brenda's squared me up yet either, but Brenda's always she's always working some crazy hours too, so figured she's probably at work. Because sometimes what she does in pick her players at least is she'll buy one gut person, and then if it's really slowly filling and she sees somebody she likes price wise, she'll grab a couple more players. She just didn't do it this time. Let's get into a second case here. Get a single box out, that'd be nice. There we go. What was I gonna say? I do need to go grab more sleeves too. I grab them from the shop. They're upstairs. Don't have any more of the ones with the notch in them. Give me 1 second to go upstairs and grab. Actually, I might have it right here. Never mind, I have a whole pack down here. When I went to New Jersey. Man, this man said a histograph. I'm just saying, I think Gabe's saying there hasn't been one for sale, so he doesn't think there is. I know he's auto only. But no one's, if there aren't any for sale and no one's seen any, that's a little suspect in my opinion. Kind of agree with Gabe with that. That's a little suspect. Sorry, just trying to gather up proper top loaders for this one. All right, let's get rolling into case number 2. Good luck to everybody. No worries, I'm not super, like I said. Yeah, I was going to say, there's only one person I almost hit up that actually paid, but that's only because he's never been in a break before, and I didn't. He has 2 last names, so I didn't know which last name he's going to use, so I couldn't find his payment. I just looked at his first name, and luckily it eventually popped up. Give me some issues. All right. We have Merrill, Freddie Freeman, Walker, McLean, Castillo, Kobe Mayo on the autograph. He's hit there for the Mayo spot. We haven't really hit a lot of his stuff at all. We have Kobe Mayo again, Nacho Alvarez, McCutcheon, Suzuki, Churio Alcantara, Job, Duran, Shaw, Smith, Raggins on the pink, Chisholm Jr., Amador, Keyshaw, Campbell, Cruz, Adames, Ramirez, and Rhett Loader. Purple X-Fractor. Raggins at a 300. Rhett Loader on the X-Fractor, Kobe Mayo, Robert, Abrams, Harper, Strider, Martinez, Lewis, Sagisi. We have another Montero Refractor debut. Three autos for Montero. I really think he goes to AL Central too. I'd have to double check, but I don't know if I combine him with somebody or left him in the AL Central. We have Acuna on the Sky Blue. Muncy, we have Reggie Jackson, Verlander, Schwarber, Imanaga, India, Wood, Skubal, Garcia, Shohei on the X-Fractor, Rocker, Trout, Vientos, DeCenzo, Rice, Webb. A nice little Brooks Lee out of 50 on the gold debut card. I believe Austin has Brooks Lee, if I'm not mistaken. So Brooks Lee debut. I still think Brooks Lee is going to be very, very good ball player long term. No, he hasn't like lit the world on fire, but there's another Acuna. Baldwin on the X-Fractor, Castillo on the blue X-Fractor, Sky Blue Bohm. We're going to have Ripken, Abrams, and Bregman. Little Bohm for Mike McGarity. Castillo on the blue X-Fractor. It's there, and that is box 1. Into the second box. Oh. India Wood, Skubal, Harper, Strider, Caden Dana. Out of 150, part of the closing combo package. We got a 150 on the Sky Blue. Going to MJ, we're going to have Aaron Judge, J-Rod, Mayo out of 150, Ellie, DeCenzo, Rice, Webb, Schwarber, and Managa, Cunha Jr., Edmund, Kirby Puckett, Lee, Tatis Jr., Witt Jr., Tucker, Wilson, J-Rod, Salvador Perez, Jackson Jobe on the pink, and Aramis Ramirez, Pirates legend here. Jobe on the pink. Yeah, Aramis Ramirez, man. What a guy. Back when Chris Benson still played for the Buccos. And they wore them vests. They had the gray vest and they had the pinstripe vests. There's a Tommy Edman there on the blue. Mayo out of 150 on the blue arrivals. Wyatt Langford, Dolander on the debut. Hines, Wheeler, Baldwin, Durbin. Seager, Soto, Henderson, Dana on the X-Fractor, Locklear. Smith, Rodent. We're going to have Sasaki, Alvarez. We have Alvarez again. We have another oil spill. This time it's Ian Happ. It's just going to the NL Central here. 3 oil spills. Love to see it. Put him right there. Why not? We got Betts on the X-Fractor, J-Rod on the blue, and Jace Jung on the Sky Blue. Sit there, J-Rod on the blue. Got Manny Machado on the Creator, Schwarber, Springer, Cole, Locklear, Carroll, Robert Jr., Trout on the X-Fractor, Orange J-Ram out of 20, sick. Vladdy Jr. on the X-Fractor, Mayo, Imanaga, and Cowser. I like orange, baby. Just like I like turtle, I like orange. Nice J-Ram. Put him at the end there. Cover up Acuna a little bit. And that's going to be box number 2. I'm actually going to take down my boy right there. Do some shifting. Trey Sweeney. You are the weakest link. See you later, bud. All right. Well, the oil oil spills, I mean, they're good-looking cards. I think last year's oil spill looked a little bit better than this year's, but I think that's just more personal preference. Else, this is going to put us into box 3 of the second case. Christian Yelich, Andrew McCutchen, Wagner, Amador Fitz, James Wood, 19 out of 99. That's what I'm talking about, eh? There we go. There's the guy. This is the guy that doesn't get nowhere near as much love as he should, in my personal opinion. Burley, we'll just put you in this stack. Burley probably deserves to be on the board, but we'll put him in the stack over there. We got Roki. Finest. We got Kim from front to center to the auto stack. Freed, Lee, Devers, Lindor, Marte, Justin Henry, Malloy, Clase. We have Brent Rooker on the sky blue. Henderson, Cruz, Alcantara. We're going to have Walker, McLean, Castillo, Kiro, Roki Sasaki, Franny. Good old Frankie. Francisco Lindor, 44 out of 50. Tucker's out of 3. 3 out of 3. Because it's the rare. It's not the base or whatever. 325 on the Rooker right there. Jackson, Job, India, Tovar. Job, Duran, Shaw, Merrill, Freeman, and Roki Sasaki. Finest autograph, 2. Green parallel. Nice hit there. Going to go to David. He's having a Roki kind of night. Got the Dodgers and a bunch of finest. Ain't hit shit. Gets in the pick your player and cleaning up. We're going to have Gunnar Henderson out of 250. Cam Smith on the debut. Ichiro, 6 out of 25 on the finest timelines. All-time king in major league hits on the orange. Nice hit there. I don't even know where to put him. I was going to say, there's not really... Put him in the pile. He probably definitely should be on the hit board if it wasn't already kind of juice. Ian Happ. Oil spills are dope. We'll put him in the... I'd like to see my boy Ichiro up there. Gunner on the sky blue. We're going to have Lawler, Campbell, Cruz, Adames, Churio, Alcantara, Moreno, Betts, Reese Hines, Shaw, Acuna, Angel Martinez, Lewis, Sagisi, Keyshaw. We're going to have Acuna Jr., Kershaw, Churio, Thorpe, Suzuki, and Gunnar Henderson. Jackson Cherry on the purple out of 250. Clayton Kershaw out of 125 on purple. Box 3. It's been a good start into box 4. We got our first thickie here. First thickie. I have Acuna, Burns, Quan, Kim, Alonzo, Richard Fitz, base auto. On the Fitzy there, we have Wheeler. Jackson Holiday Alcantara. Skeens PCA Sagano. Tatis Jr. Ellie Henderson. J. Dom Swanson on the pink. James Wood Acuna. And Nacho Alvarez. Swanson on the pink. Nacho Alvarez on the purple. Ryan McMahon on the base. And then we have Thomas Sagisi. 109 out of 299 on the patch auto RPA. Already told you, I am fond of him. I like shortstops that hit for good averages, man. And I know they didn't have him up for long, but I think he could be really good still. I think he's one of those guys that we could talk about being a sleeper later on. We have Nacho Alvarez Jr. out of 200 on the purple. Then we have Kevin Alcantara, Martinez, Smith, Jung, J-Ram, Altuve, Wynn, Riley, Snell, Yordan Alvarez, Campbell, Brooks Lee out of 99, Jimenez, Holiday, Caminero, Trout, Rooker, Raggins on the X-Fractor, Albies on the blue, Alcantara out of 350 on the pink, Seager, James Wood on the refractor, Raleigh, Peralta, Reynolds, Jung, Dolander, Brent Rooker, Jacob Wilson on the blue, Alvarez, Tucker, Scooball on the refractor, and John Kenzie Noel. Pink, Kevin Alcantara, 350. Have Ozzy Albies on the blue out of 99. Brooks Lee out at 99. Okay, so Gabe complains about it, and I think Gabe's opinion is valid. Not complain. Has criticism because Finest is his favorite product and they switched it with the different tiers. I think what the tiers does, and I said this before, when they switched the box from what used to look like a Bowman Chrome hobby box to the current box design they have now, they added the tiers. With the tiers, it allowed them to add a lot more color. Now, is the color as valuable as it was in Finest like 3 or 4 years ago? I mean, honestly, it's not. That's just me being honest. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have value. It's just not as valuable. But it's added a lot of color, and I like that personally. I think it's good for everybody to get color cards. Like, I think it's good for kids. I think it's good for collectors. I don't like necessarily the price point that they've been pushing on a lot of product, but I don't know. It's partially Topps and Fanatics for sure, but it's also like people keep supporting Steel City Collectibles and Dave and Adams and whoever else, like the really big guys. Yeah, I mean, it's also can be like a design thing, but yeah. My biggest beef with everything right now is just price. Because then what happens is, like, for instance, like Finest Wave 2, they raised the price a bunch. So, like, I'm stuck having to break it at a certain price because most of my product is tied to that price and not, like, the allocated price. We have Jung, Dolander, PCA, Sagano, Tatis Jr., Ty Madden on the base auto. We're going to have Devin Williams, Churio, Lee, Ramirez, Wynn, Riley, McMahon, Peralta, Reynolds. We got Paul Skeens in the purple. Kierstad was there. Paul Skeens in the purple. Schwellenbach, Amador, Jung, Rooker, Jung again, Ramirez, Altuve, Caminero, and Caminero on the blue. So what I will say is I wouldn't mind if they would have more veterans like Raleigh Finger. I know it's like a random guy, but like if Raleigh Fingers and some of the guys signed like base cards, and then they add a little bit like an extra autograph. Like, doesn't mean you have to have like top tier guys, but just like collectible legends, I'd be fine with it. I don't think they'll do that, but like I wouldn't mind having like a Raleigh Fingers, a Dennis Eckersley as the extra autograph. Like, obviously you don't want to soup up 3 Dennis Eckersley in a box, but you get what I'm trying to get at. We have Connor Norby. Devers, like, don't water it down with like not as good rookies. Like, put in some legends because they're the finest baseball players ever to play baseball, right? Like, that makes sense for the product. Ben Rice, Rooker, Adiel Amador, Fitz, Jackson Holiday, Caminero, Mike Trout. We have Michael McGreevy on the refractor, Duran on the pink, Ryan Bliss, Jung, Trout, Marte, Justin Henry, Malloy, Yelich, McCutcheon, Wagner, Swanson, Riley. We're going to have the debut. Connor Norby there on the purple debut. Babe Ruth in the finest moments is what I meant. I know he did. I'm just saying, like, there should be guys like that. I just use him as an example. It's like a lot of people collect Raleigh Fingers because of the mustache. So, Connor Norby there on the purple debut. And then Jarren Duran on the pink. Junior Caminero, Kiro, Lee, Devers, Lindor, Will Smith on the X-Fractor, Arrays out of 25 on the gold, J-Ram out of 325, Martinez, DeCenzo, and Adley Rutschman. Another J-Ram. I think J-Ram has a card at all 3 tiers, so... See, I mean, obviously I enjoy breaking, but I also don't have a problem with people just buying boxes in general and ripping their own stuff. Like, I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, like, I mean, it's better value to get in breaks in my opinion, but that's just my opinion for collecting certain guys. Do they? I thought they didn't. I thought if you look at the checklist, there's like, some guys only have tier 1, some guys have tier 2, some guys have tier 3, then some guys have all 3. If you go on Beckett, it'll show you, because there's more than 100 guys on the checklist, because it's a 300 card checklist, but that's including all the tiers. It's definitely not 900. It's definitely not 900 cards, because then we'd be seeing, like, there'd be times you just wouldn't even see like a James Wood for like a whole case. If that makes sense. We have Dana, Vladdy Jr., Judge, Betts, Acuna Jr. We have Hurston, Waldrop, 40 out of 50 on the gold auto. Nice hit here. Who to replace? Who to replace? Barry Larkin. You have been axed. Got Nick Kurtz on the X-Fractor. Job, Norby, McRae, Norby. Williams, Langford, Cam Smith, Kurtz, Ellie. Sasaki on the pink, Sasaki and the rivals, James Wood, Diaz. Otani, Loader, Mayo, green. Judge on the X-Fractor, Cavadis, and Cam Smith on the X-Fractor. Cavadis on the blue. Yeah, Roki Sasaki out of 300 on the pink. Maybe instead of going on Fanatics Live, I'll just start going live on YouTube. I was going to say, like almost 30 people watching on YouTube. Reese Hines out of 99 on the blue arrivals. I mean, I don't know how successful it would be. But blue, we have Logan Webb on the refractor, Sweeney, Muncie, Thorpe, Schwellenbach, Skeens, Buxton, Blake Dunn on the purple. Kevin Alcantara to 250. Ichiro Acuna, Olsen, Kwan, Kim, Alonso, Machado, Martinez, Tatis Jr. Have Wyatt Langford on the X-Fractor, Yamamoto, Hines, Wynn, Ellie, Henderson, Acuna, Burns, Vladdy Jr. in the X-Fractor, Max Fried on the blue X-Fractor, Kierstead on the pink, James Wood, Colt Keith, and Altuve. Max Fried on the blue X-Fractor. Kevin Alcantara on the purple. And Kierstead on the pink. Into box 7, case number 2. Still got a far way to go, Bo. I'll just say. Still got a far way to go. Alvarez, Wheeler. Drake Baldwin, Durbin. And we have Evan Carter on the Moments. I'm sure this has to do with the playoffs. It's pretty nasty on that playoff run. We have Seager, Acuna, Schwellenbach, Correa, Judge, Betts, Ronald Acuna Jr., Sasaki. We have Matt Shaw on the bullish. Nice insert hit there. Nice short print. Whoever has Shaw. We have Bichette. Mike Trout on the sky blue. Martinez, Judge, Paredes. Cam Smith. We're going to get Gusto too here. We have Kurtz, Dana. Oh no, never mind. It's a fat head. We have Vladdy Jr., Darvish, Nick Kurtz on the blue. Durbin. Ooh, man. All right, who has Gunner? Because this one might not leaving the shop. Actually, Dylan ain't working tomorrow. We're fine. Let's see, well, don't be surprised if Dylan don't hit you up and ask you how much you want for it. Nice hit there on the big head Gunner. Says, boy, Dylan got a man crush on Gunnar Henderson. Now to 200. Kurtz on the blue. Nice hit here. Mike Trout on the sky blue. We're going to have Harper, Mayo again, Green, Norby, Williams. We have River Ryan on the autograph. And I'm completely joking about it not leaving the shop. Like, that's just me joking because Dylan's obsessed with Gunnar Henderson. Dylan's like, he's the one that normally sorts all this stuff, but he's also like the store manager. We have River Ryan on the refractor. Ronald Acuna Jr. on the pink out of 300. We have Norby on the debut, Dylan Cruz on the creators, Loader, Schwellenbach, Skeens, Buxton, Otani. We got Loader, Chapman, Baldwin, Shaw, Trey Turner, Otani, Machado, Martinez, Muncie, Thorpe, Stanton. We have Dansby on the green, Adames on the purple, Otani, Rutschman, and Buxton. Adames out of 250 on the purple. Dansby, Swanson, 13 out of 25 on the green. It's early for the Bows. You guys still got a lot of time. Got a lot of time left. All right, let's get into the final box of the second case. Oh, nice. That's not too far away. Brian Ward lives down there, too. Down in Virginia Beach, we got Keishel. Good old Luke. We have Campbell, Cruz, Adames, Churio, Aaron Shunk. The Shunkster. Base autograph. Got Kyle Tucker on the X-Fractor, Sasaki. Yamamoto on the blue, Vladdy Jr., Wood. Strider, Martinez. Lewis, Sagisi, Thorpe, Ellie. Brett Loader, Sagisi, Will Smith, Schwarber, Imanaga, India, Scooball, Jace Jung on the X-Fractor. Purple X-Fractor, Ryan Bliss, Bobby Witt Jr., and Vladdy Jr. Alvarez and Ramirez. Got Ellie on the sky blue. 250. What do you mean, where am I seeing the chat? And I'm seeing the chat both places, Robbie. I was going to say, through Streamlabs, I can see both chats at the same time. So James is talking in YouTube. Ryan Bliss on the Purple X-Fractor right now. And both the Bows are talking on YouTube, but John and Gabe are talking on Facebook. Got Corbin Carroll, Luis Robert, DeCenzo, Ben Rice, Logan Webb, Jim Palmer, 6 out of 10 on the black. I don't know who Jimbo was combined with. But nice hit there. Was he? Can't remember if he was the front man or the back man in a grouping. I'm pretty sure I would have grouped them together. Had to be on the back side because I just went through the gyms on the thing. Nice out of 10. Jim Palmer. Torres on the sky blue. Wilson. Jung on the refractor. Baldwin. Wilson. Rodriguez. Perez. Cole. Locklear. Baldwin. Soto. Sagano. We have Judge. Dustin Harris. Seager. Soto. Witt Jr. Tucker. Campbell on the X-Fractor. Olsen on the blue X-Fractor. Chury on the pink. Soto. Strider. And Cruz. Olsen on the blue X-Fractor here, and then Torres having a really good year. Is he still having a good year? I was gonna say, I know he had a good year early on. All right. to, well, get into the third case, but let me get these into my bin. Case number 3. Oh, then I guess he's unassigned. Nice hit for the AL East then. Try to go through the whole list and add people together with one another and what made sense and what didn't make sense. Problem is there's like no like decent Excel sheet, and sometimes the Excel sheets aren't right. So let's get rolling here. We have Norby, Williams, Langford, Cam Smith, Luis Gonzalez, 56 out of 75 on the green. Nice hit there, Mr. Steroid one. Definitely a steroid guy. I'll say Lindor. 2 in the purple, Norby. Mayo on the purple, Veen. Buxton, Shohei, Mayo, green. J-Rod, Freddie Freeman on the sky blue, Wood, Job. Semien, Betts, Acuna Jr., Sasaki, Alvarez, Melendez, Marte, and then we're going to have Pete Crow Armstrong on the pearl. X-Fractor. Then he goes to AL East. Plain and simple. Let's say purple out of 125. I just figured I'd combine him with an Oriole, but he might have been somebody that slipped through the cracks on the checklist. Say Kobe Mayo there on the purple debut. We have Altuve on the purple. Oh, Ron Gonzalez, MJ. The other day was Juan Gonzalez. This time it's Luis Gonzalez. They're not the same guy. Yesterday was Juan Gon. That one's Gonzo. We have Locklear, Cam Smith, Dylan Cruz, Kurtz, Dana, Vladdy Jr., Judge. 4 out of 25, Creators Orange, Jackson Chourio. Nice hit there. Now we're going to have Will Smith and Nick Kurtz out of 350 on the pink. Second nice Kurtz parallel. We have Machado on the Creators, Tatis Jr. I thought it was a red at first because of the reflection. We have Soto, Witt Jr., Tucker, Wilson, Vladdy Jr., Justin Henry Malloy on the X-Fractor, Drew Romo on the blue, Mayo, Peralta, Chourio, Alvarez, Wheeler, Baldwin, Durbin. We have Seager, and there you go. Nick Kurtz, finest autograph 2, blue parallel. What a box. That's a crazy box. Crazy box. We have Jackson Churio on the sky blue, Langford Campbell on the refractor, and Willie Adames. Churio sky blue. Drew Romo on the blue. Caleb Durbin. Oof. Some more top loaders we have. Use what I had next to me. Slide off the box. You guys are really crushing my monthly top loader budget here. There was definitely a numbered Wilson earlier. Wasn't an auto. There was a number parallel for Jacob Wilson. You got an autograph. I don't know when you came in, MJ, but you got an autograph for one of the guys that. Oh, Caden Dana has an autograph too. I think a blue or a green. Let's get the other Bo something now. I can't remember what guys he hit, which guys he had, but. You said Kurtz is back hitting home runs again? Huh. I go right to their warehouse and go pick up the top loaders half the time. Being honest. I think we got another fathead. We have Duran, Seager, Soto, Bobby Witt Jr., Kyle Tucker, Ryan Bliss on the blue. I think. I could be wrong on the fathead. No, we definitely got one. Ryan Bliss on the blue auto out of 99. We have Jaron Duran on the X-Fractor. Yeah, Sagano on the debut. And a Bryce Harper fathead. Ronald Acuna Jr. on the base. Got a little Harper. They're called headliners. They're not called fatheads, but they're fatheads to me. What about 200? The blue is numbered. There's 3 different numberings. The blue. It's either 200. No, I think it might be 150, 99, and 75. The 3 tiers are all different numbered. So, like, this Romo's out of 99, but, like, the base blue, tier 1 is, like, out of 150. And this sky blue is out of, like, this is out of 150. But this is the tier 3. This is the rare sky blue out of 150. This is the rare blue out of 99. Yeah, they're headliners. I was gonna say they're actually called headliners. I just like calling them fat. You never see the commercial for fatheads? I'll just say we have Sasaki, Alvarez, Baldwin, Wheeler, Alcantara, Sagisi on the pink out of 200. Schwellenbach, Soto, Betts, Locklear, Carroll, Robert Jr., DeCenzo, Rice, and Job. Would what be the same as the Wood autograph? The Wood autograph is out of 99. We're going to have Matt Shaw, Jacob Wilson, Guerrero Jr., Raggins, Wilson, J-Rod, Perez, Cole, Cowser on the X-Fractor. So this is a blue, and this is out of 150, the Corey Seager. Out of 250, Caminero, we the AL King, Aaron Judge on the finest timelines. Wood on the refractor, Sasaki, Skubal, Harper, Strider, Martinez, and then the X-Fractor, Tatis. Purple, Junior Caminero out of 250. Oh, is that Sean Schwartz? How have you been, buddy? There's a Seager on the blue. I have Kobe Mayo on the Pearl X-Fractor out of 30. I have Jackson Merrill on the X-Fractor. Sagisi, Wyatt Langford, Darvish, Webb, Schwarber, Imanaga, India. Wood, Nacho Alvarez on the base autograph. So the Kurt should be out of 99. We have Vinny Pasquantino on the sky blue. And we have Rhett Loader on the debut, Jackson Job on the refractor, and Stanton. He said the Rangers suck this year. Been doing okay. Yeah, Mayo's doing pretty good in this one. And yeah, Robbie, I held out because the person had talked to me in the messages, and then he was just like, never mind, I'll just claim them full price, and that's what happened. Okay. Let's say then I can't argue about it because I was like, somebody put an offer in and waiting for him to reply. Then we have Austin Riley, McMahon, Peralta. We have Brian Reynolds. We're going to get ourselves a Dale Murphy, 11 out of 25 on the orange. Dale loves to sign himself some cards, that's for sure. This is some Braves fans' hero. This is like Mr. Brave himself. Put him over there on the side. Edgar Quiro on the X-Fractor. We have Will Smith on the purple X-Fractor. Churio, Lee, Skubal, Rooker. Jace Jung, J-Ram, Altuve, Wynn. Tucker, Chris Sale on the pink, Schwellenbach, Amador, Wood. Ellie, Hernandez, Acuna, Burns, Jacob Wilson, Brooks Lee, and Sandy Alcantara. Gabe, you keep it up. I'm going to pull an Edgar Martinez and a Jay Bruner. All right? And no Ken Griffey. So just... I think, Sean, the biggest issue with the with the Rangers, is they can't stay healthy. Like, I have Evan Carter on one of my fantasy teams. That motherfucker's hurt every other week. It's like he walks down the street, he stubs a toe, and he's on a fucking 10-day IL. We have Yamamoto, Reese Hines, Severino, Jung, Dolander, PCA, Sagano, Tatis Jr., Ramirez, Mike Trout on the purple out of 250, Wood, Riley, Harper, Muncy, Drew Thorpe, Schwellenbach, Skeens, and the X-Fractor Harper. Devers on the X-Fractor. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, on the Pearl out of 40. We have Sasaki, McMahon on the Refractor, Chisholm Jr., Quan, Kim, Alonso, Machado, Martinez, Jake Bloss on the base autograph. I mean, have I pulled Griffey autographs? Yeah. We have Corbin Carroll out of 300. Or you have Ichiro, Seager, and Chris Bryant. I showed you the 101 I pulled myself, right? I mean, it was a while ago, but if I pulled any Griffey Jr. autographs since then, I think I pulled one. I'm being honest, Gabe. I have not pulled a ton of Griffies. But I also think part of the not pulling Griffies thing is I don't get to open a ton of high-end product either. Like they didn't give me Dynasty this year that has Griffies in it. They didn't give me, like, I don't get to open the other, like, Griffey signs, but he signs, like, very limited in a lot of these products. I don't get to open. They don't give me all the top shit because I don't break enough baseball on Fanatics. Robbie, there's nobody that's going to beat Judge for MVP, man. Come on, you're a Yankees fan. You know better. We have Kim, Alonso, Machado, Martinez, Max Muncy. Here's the other Gonzalez, good old Juan. So this is all Matt's fault. Matt jinxed everybody. Said he thought Luis was Juan, and now Juan came out to play. On the base autograph, we have Churio, Altuve, Matt Shaw, Baldwin, Henderson, Acuna. We're going to have Burns, Steven Kwan, and I don't know what the hell this is, but I'm sure it's worth some money. James Wood on the, I don't even know what, some Mardi Gras card. I haven't seen one of these. I'm sure it's a rare one. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody's going to have to figure out what the insert is. S17? This, I don't even know. The Cracked Wall of Doom. Put him in front of Harper. We have Willie Adames, Wagner, Ohtani, Ben Rice, Dustin Harris, Ohtani, Loader, Mayo, Green, Norby, Churio, and Alcantara. Tie-dye Earthquake? That's what it's called? Smashing Through? Yeah, what I'm trying to say, Austin, that was the autograph I was talking about. I knew there was one other autograph that I pulled after I pulled Gaze, but I couldn't remember what it was or when it was. We have Norby, Orelvis Martinez, Will Smith, Drew Thorpe, Schwellenbach, Skeens. We have Buxton, Reese Hines, Altuve, Ellie, Turner, Williams, Ramirez, Vladdy Jr., Judge, Betts, Dylan Cease. Altuve on the Purple X-Fractor, Job, Acuna, Soderstrom, Judge, Williams, Langford, Smith, Kurtz, Dana. We have Ryan Bliss On the green, former Diamondbacks prospect out of 75. Yo, that's crazy. I was gonna say the smashing through. Yo, Todd's got to do better with the names of some of these. Like, I don't know. We have Semien out of 200. I have Altuve on the purple X-Fractor. Ellie on the pink. 350. Oh, yeah, I remember that now, Austin. Yep. He was wearing his Griffies. Altuve, trash can banger. We got Will Wagner. In reality, Altuve, whether you hate the Astros or not, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, it is what it is. We have Judge, Cam Smith on the debut, and Vladdy Jr. Whether you like the Stros or not, whether you think he cheated or not, he's going to be first ballot Hall of Famer. This is the last case. There is 4 boxes left. We're in the box 5 of the last case. Yeah, Gabe, I'll send you a picture of the 101 that I have. I think it's just right behind. Pretty sure I didn't move it. Because Rod said I didn't have no heat in my personal collection. It's right here. Let's see. This is the 101 Griffey I was talking about. Yeah, right there, Robbie. I still have it. I have Star Wars Chrome. I'm probably going to be ripping it on Fanatics Live. We tried to rip it in the Facebook group, and it never really goes too well. But I have 2 cases, and then I think I have another. I think I have 2 cases currently, a hobby, and then I have 3 more cases coming in 2 breakers of light. We have Jacob Wilson, J-Rod, Perez, Cole. We have Mark Burley on a 150 on the Sky Blue for Star Wars. That is. We tried to break it in the Facebook group a couple times, and it hasn't really worked too well. I'll just say we have Matt Shaw on the X-Fractor, Pasquantino, Baldwin. We have Gwynn out of 150, Shiano, Durbin, Seager, Soto, Witt Jr., Tucker, Kiro, Alcantara, Justin Henry, Malloy, Butler, J-Rod, Logan Webb, Schwarber, Shota Imanaga, India, Seager, Merrill, Willie Adames. Oh, yeah, man. That was... Yeah, Willie Adames on the blue. This out of 150. I pulled that card because that was 2021. Pretty much in the dumps about breaking. Like, nothing was filling. I wouldn't say I was, like, in unmanageable debt, but I got laid off from my job. We had 23 out of 150, and nothing was filling, and I was like, yo, like, I'm done with sports cards. Vinny Pasquantino on the blue X-Fractor. It's like, I'm done with sports cards. Like, I'm just going to rip this couple boxes of I had that in a case of Topps Black Chrome, which actually the big hit from Topps Black Chrome was this. So the case of Topps Black Chrome, and opened a couple boxes of that in that Stadium Club. This Nolan Ryan actually came out of the same box. Or out of at the same time. So it's like in the dumps, like nothing's filling. And I was like, I think I'm done with cards, like, as in, like, trying to run it, like, start the shop and all the other shit. We have Mike Trout, Rocker, Corbin Carroll, Robert Jr., DeCenzo, Ben Rice. We have O'Neal Cruz, Altuve on the Sky Blue. 250, like, because I don't think people realize, like, how, like, I don't say it's easier now to get product, but, like, then it was, like, it was impossible. Like, even if you started a store or whatever else, you couldn't get accounts. I was going to say, we have Cal Ripken, J-Ram, Turner, Martinez, Royce Lewis, Sagisi, Keyshaw, Scooball, Freddie Freeman, Willie Adames. Oh, I think I just got told by GTS and like Southern Hobby they wouldn't give me accounts because I wasn't big enough. Like Peach State switched their whole model and it was just bad. Like I was like, yo, this is dumb. Willie Adames on the blue, and then I opened that. I posted on there, and someone's like, "That's a 101," because I thought at first it was it's a rainbow refractor, and I was like, "Oh, that got to be like just a regular refractor." Mayo, Altuve, Robert Jr., Cruz, Woods, Scooball, Harper, Strider, Brooks Baldwin on the refractor, because I didn't know, because that was like not one of the first years. This was like one of the first years I opened a lot of Stadium Club. Let's see, we got Brooks Baldwin on a refractor. Robert Jr. on the pink out of 300. But it was just mostly like, yeah, I was working a job and I was working like a shit. It was remote, but I was working like a shit ton of hours. And the dude literally, like, I finished everything for DLA. So, like, I work in cybersecurity. So we got finest timelines on the refractor and Corbin Carroll. It's actually, I had just finished, for DLA, for anybody that's not familiar with how the government works, DLA is a defense logistics agency, and they're in control of all the fuel. So, like, all the gas stations on bases, on any type of embassy or whatever else that's owned by the United States, they handle that, right? So I wrote up all the documentation to secure, all the gas pumps, right, for the credit card machine, so that people couldn't steal, like, the identity. Like, all the paperwork, the procedures if something happens, all this bullshit. So I'm talking like I was working like 60 hours a week, but I was salary. And they were really pushing because they were behind on the deadline because they couldn't find like a good candidate to hire. So I did all that shit. I finished everything and then he laid me off. Austin wasn't in the group yet. Gabe was in the group because Gabe was one of like the first 500 members. Like one of the first 500 members that wasn't just like random dudes that we played softball with, like actual like hobby people. I was gonna say, I'm trying to think anybody else is in the group. No, because there was like guys like, I don't know if you remember him, like oh my gosh, LaRoche. I can't remember what his last name was, but like he started a Pokemon shop with somebody, Brad. Oh my god, that guy was such a dick. He still hits me up every once in a while and asks if I have Pokemon. We have Jackson, Job, Duran, Shaw, Merrill, Cade Povich. They actually there's a viral Pokemon video of his the co-owner of his store like clearing off shelves of Surging Sparks down in Florida. I was going to say, I can't think of, I mean, John Cullison, Damian, I was going to say Christian Walker, but, like, those are my buddies. Like, they're not in the group anymore. We have Walker, Pete Alonso, Alvarez, McCutcheon, Nola, Campbell, Cruz. I don't know. I think Michael D'Onofrio was in the group at that point still. We have Churio, Alcantara, Soto, Walker, Chisholm Jr., Amador, Neto, Lee, Devers, Lindor, Cattell Marte, Bobby Witt Jr., McLean, Christian Campbell. I think John Williams might have been in the group still then. Like, John Williams is in this break because I know John was in the group, took a break. Let's see what Christian Howell. Some breaks still take 2 weeks to fill, Gabe. Fucking. We have. They were obviously like 3-box breaks. Like 15 spot 3-box breaks would take like 2 weeks to fill. He sold me his whole collection other than the damn Gunnar Henderson first Bowman out of 50 autograph. But he's fine. He just owns a dump truck company. He sold me his collection because he wanted to buy another dump truck. But yeah, man, I wouldn't say that the Griffey like kept me in the hobby. Just I was like that, and I talked to Cullison, and Cullison. Sorry, I'm just trying to straighten up this pile. It was about to fall over. I just talked to Cullison and been like, hey man, like, do you have any work for me? I got laid off, and he was like, bro, just post more breaks and I'll just buy more boxes. And I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize like how hard. Like, I would never discourage anybody from getting into cards, like whether they want to be a breaker or own a shop or whatever. We have Babe Ruth, Bliss, Arrays, Freeman, Walker, McLean, Castillo, Kiro, Dustin Harris on the X-Fractor, Dana on the pink, Martinez, Cowser, Sagisi, Fitz, Holiday, Caminero, Trout, Baldwin, Castillo. So I need a second to think about how I want to say. We have Ramirez on the blue X-Fractor. I'll do it when I'm opening the other box and explain. We have Devers, Wynn, Yamamoto, Justin Henry, Malloy, Yelich, McCutcheon, Wagner, Amador, Grant McCray on the purple. But essentially, like, when it comes to cards, it's not that it's an oversaturated market. Like, right now, it's, like, damn near impossible to get into it because I still only have an MVP account for the store, and we've been going bonkers in the store when it comes to, like, gross revenue and everything. Actually, I gotta talk to Keith about that tomorrow because it's kind of ridiculous that they haven't given me a full MVP account, but it is what it is. We have a 200 Kobe Mayo here. Purple. We have the blue Rhett Loader debut. I would never discourage somebody if somebody needs help, like even Andy Levy. I know a lot of you probably know who Andy is. No, Brian Gray wasn't in the group. Fuck that guy. We have Kim on the refractor and hat. Brian Gray's a fucking Gustin Ramirez. Me and him have gotten into it back and we have Cade and Dana on the pink, but like the amount of time and like it's just not worth it if you don't have like strong relationships in your life. Like, let's say you have kids and a wife and everything. Like, I would never recommend doing it unless your wife is like really supportive of it. Like, I'm very lucky in that sense. I don't know if other people be so lucky. I mean, just look at Jabs right now. Jabs obviously picked cards over his family, which is fucked up. But like, I would have never did that. Like, if I was asked to stop, I would like honestly stop, and it wasn't just like we got in an argument or something that day. Like, I would have stopped. Yeah, so that was Cullison's Clemente. Cullison, like, he was gonna get back into the hobby again. The problem is Cullison doesn't do anything like half-assed. So when Cullison gets in the hobby, he spends tens of thousands of dollars. I don't think anybody realizes how much money Tom Scarberry and John Cullison would spend in the hobby, because they wouldn't just break in here and throw their wallets around. Not that they were throwing their wallets around in the sense of like one-upping anybody, but Tom Scarberry. I'll explain the Jabs thing in a second, but Tom Scarberry would go, and I love Tom. Me and Tom still talk, like, big time Steelers fan. Like, if Tom really needed something, I would probably drive out to West Virginia and like actually help him out, because like we were like that. I consider a lot of you guys my friend. But he would go into Real Break's room. This is during 2021 when Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones were like thousands of dollars, right? And he would go in like National Treasure and literally he would like it'd be like immaculate national treasure football, and he would buy case breaks of the Patriots and the Jaguars on release day. They'd run like 5 or 6 breaks, and he would have both teams in every single break. I was gonna say there used to be a time where people would tag Scarberry in this group or in real breaks, and he would come in and be like, "Fuck it, I'll close it," and it'd be like $2,000 left in the break to close. Like that's just crazy. So like Cullison doesn't half-ass stuff. So if he would get back in the hobby, he has to get to where like he just has fun money again. And right, I sit here out of 125. And then for Jabs, what happened is a long time ago. Well, Jabs, the fact that he charges people to be in his breaks and everything is just fucking stupid. I think that's like it's the dumbest thing ever. Like for you guys to break with me is a privilege for me. It's not a privilege to get in my breaks. Like anybody can open fucking sports cards. It's so dumb. I think I get more pissed off too because he's like a Pittsburgher, right? Like this guy from Pittsburgh, and he's an asshole. He's like everything that Pittsburgh isn't, in like my eyes, or like if you hear somebody like Pat McAfee when he talks about a Yinzer, he's like the opposite of what a Yinzer is. So like Jabs just pisses me off in general because like that's not how a Pittsburgher is supposed to be. But essentially every weekend he was going to card shows and shit, and him and his wife, like his wife told him he needs to stop because he's not spending enough time with his family, and he chose sports cards over his wife. We have Royce Lewis, Cam Smith, Job, Cam Smith, Imanaga, India, James Wood, Scooball, Bryce Harper, Sagisi, Henderson, Reese Hines, Shaw, Jimenez, Alcantara, Job, Duran, Matt Shaw, and Merrill. And there's like some other stuff that went back and forth, but people were pretty much uncovered that like he just chose cards over his family like every weekend. Oh, you can't hear on YouTube? I wonder if something happened. Is it better now on YouTube? Let me see if something happened and it got some. Is it better now, or do you? Let me see. I can. Is the audio still bad? Maybe try refreshing YouTube, because some people are saying it's fine and other people aren't. Yeah, that's just a YouTube thing. There's nothing I can do then, I was going to say. It's better for you now, Bo? Everyone's good? They restarted their YouTube? Alright. Anyways, I went on a rant of pretty much that Jabs, like, first he's from, I don't know how much you guys heard, but I'll repeat myself real quick, is essentially he's from Pittsburgh, and I'm from Pittsburgh too, so, like, there's like an unwritten rule of being, like, a Yinzer, like, you're just supposed to be kind to people, like, Pittsburgh is a lot, like, the reason why is, even though I live in Baltimore, I respect, like, the Ravens and, like, their fan base is this very similar fan base in people. There's a lot of blue-collar hard workers in Baltimore. I was gonna say, so there's a lot of, like, and that's how Pittsburgh is. And, like, to be a Yinzer, if you've ever watched Pat McAfee's show, is, like, to support other people and, like, handle your family responsibilities and other stuff. Jabs essentially left his wife for sports cards is like the long story of why I don't, like, necessarily like him. But I also think it's bullshit that he charges people to be in a Patreon or to subscribe to him or whatever else to even get in his breaks. As a breaker, if anybody ever tells you or, like, belittles you for, like, not paying enough or doing this or that, like, you shouldn't break with them in the first place. Because, like, for somebody to get in your breaks as a breaker or a company and to essentially patronize your company or, like, your hard work is an honor. For, like, when you guys get my breaks, like, I'm super appreciative of it. Like, the fact that he makes people pay to get in his breaks is fucking ridiculous. But essentially, he was going to card shows every weekend, like, pre-COVID. And he was picking, like, these card shows and, like, not spending time with his family. So his wife asked him to, like, cut back. And I guess they got in a big fight, and his wife left him. And they tried to play, like, the pity card about it. But a lot of people found out, like, lo and behold, found, like, court records and stuff that pretty much just showed that he was a fucking asshole. If that makes sense. And a lot of people called him out about it, and now he's kind of like, it's been years now. He's like remarried and whatever else. It's fine. Like, I get like your hobbies are your hobbies. Like, if my wife told me to stop playing video games, like, we'd probably get in a fight about it. Like, if she said we were going to get divorced about it, I would probably stop playing video games. I mean, I'd be upset about it, and it would cause probably friction in our relationship. But, like, even when I play softball, like, I go out of town for softball, I make sure it's okay before I go out of town. I've taken off some tournaments that I normally would have told her when we were younger and we didn't have 3 kids that, hey, like, I'm going to go play in this tournament because, like, I made a commitment to play on the softball team. Like, you knew going into it, like, there was a commitment to it when you first met me that I played softball, and, like, we're competitive and we travel a lot and whatever else. Like, that's all, like, I mean, that's all relationships. So we don't get in a full relationship. I'm just saying, in general, like, to choose a hobby over your entire family, because he, like, kids that are like 8, like, I think his oldest was like 8 and the other one was like 5. I could be a little bit wrong in the ages, but he, like, chose your wife, whatever. Like, the whole wife thing is, like, not a big issue. My thing is, he had kids already. Like, you're choosing, like, I couldn't, as somebody where my dad wasn't around, like, no matter how much hardship I go through with, like, my marriage, I would do everything that's possible to stay with my wife, because I wouldn't want to not be able to be around my kids, and that's what happens when parents get divorced. Not that you can't be around your kids as an adult, but, like, you can't be in their house and raise them. So, like, I don't know. Like, he just chose his family over that shit. Like, it bothers me because I don't even think he, like, sees his kids like, he didn't see his kids and shit for, like, a couple years afterwards because of all the stuff he said and the way it happened. Like, it's just, there's a lot that goes back into it. I don't know all the full details. I just know those parts of it because I literally watched dudes tear him apart, because I was like, why are they tearing this dude from Pittsburgh apart? Like, there's no way somebody would have did that. And then, like, it was just bad. Medroth, Sagisi, but now he's still a dick because he charges people for his breaks, so he's not any better. Like, he's cruising from just that action alone. The fact that he charges people to be in a Patreon to then paying to get into his breaks, you can just tell he's very self-centered. And on top of that, he overcharges for cards, and, like, we have Lee out of 125, Alvarez, Campbell, Dylan Cruz, Adames, Churio, McRae, Dingler, Veen, Henderson, Mayo. He was really bad with COVID about it, but he'll, like, run auctions, and it'll be like, let's say it's this Zach Veen, right? Color match Zach Veen here, by the way, 200. This Zach Veen, like, at one point in time, obviously Zach Veen was a big prospect. I have a bunch of his fucking first Bowman behind me graded. Well, not a bunch, probably like 10 PSA 9s or higher of, like, random first Bowman. But he, like, posts his Zach Veen in an auction and try to say it's like a $30 card and, like, almost whatnot people and be like, come on, guys, we're way short on this card. And then someone will pay like $45 and he's clonking him over the head when it's like a $10 card. And it's like, that bothers me in general. Like, there's a lot of breakers that do that shit too, which is probably why I don't get along with a lot of people in the hobby, because there's too many people that treat this hobby like it's, like, yeah, it's a business, right? Dingler on the blue out of 150. Brooks Lee out of 125 on the purple debut, but it's also supposed to be, like, fun. Like, it's supposed to be like a fun interaction for me, for you. Breaking is supposed to be something that just makes it cheaper on your pocket. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know what you do that you're talking about their car. I was gonna say, but yeah, it's crazy. We have Noel, Walker, McLean. Also, the only reason I haven't quit softball is because she hasn't let me quit softball, because she knows I'll go stir crazy if I sit in the house every weekend. We have Castillo, Kiro, Norby, McMahon, Keyshaw, and Kim. Because I've tried to quit softball for like 3 years now, and I haven't been allowed to. I love softball, but I've tried to quit because, like, it's just, like, whenever we're not playing well, I'd much rather just spend time with my kids, if I'm being honest. Like, if the weekend's not going well and everyone has a shitty attitude, like, makes me want to punch people in the face. We have Chase Medroth. We have Jackie Robinson, Reese Hines, and Paul Skeens. And Robbie kind of knows because he grew up with my coach, but, well, I don't play for Dave. Dave doesn't coach a team anymore, but, like, just very, very competitive. Like, C's not super high, but we started out in E, we made it all the way up to C, and we have Riley Green, Buxton, Freddie Freeman with like almost the same group of guys. And all right, Mike. Called you Mike because of McGarity. All right, Matt. No more fucking crying about Jacob Wilson. 2 out of 50 RPA. Sick ass hit right there. Nice closer's luck. I'm gonna scream and shake a bunch. No, I'm just saying. Nice, really nice hit on the Jacob Wilson here. Jack Wilson's little kid. Let's say 2 out of 50. I watched this kid play some U14 whenever I was still in Pittsburgh because Jack Wilson's his daddy, and Jack Wilson played shortstop for the Pirates. For anybody that didn't know that this is Jack Wilson's kid. Since that seems to just be forgotten, I don't know why. I said it a lot whenever he was in draft, and people just kind of looked at me like Jack Wilson. I just figured that Jacob Wilson would be in the pros because if your dad is a Gold Glove caliber shortstop, you're gonna know how to field. Oh, you talking about state line breaks? His dad's Jack Wilson from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Played for. I think state line breaks is. I'm not a huge fan of them, but that's just my. I mean, I don't have anything against them. I just don't like the way they break. Oh, you got your Series 7 too, John? Huh. I mean, mine are all inactive, but I have my insurance license. I had a Series 7 and a Series 66, and then I just decided not to be a financial advisor and went back to being in cybersecurity. Could I make more money being a financial advisor? Probably. But who the fuck wants to work them hours? I'd rather open sports cards than work in cybersecurity. I'm already working them hours anyways, I guess. We have Yelich, McCutchen, Wagner, Amador. We have Richard Fitz. There's a Kobe Mayo, 28 out of 50 on the gold. Nice hit there. Say the nice Kobe. He's Kobe Mayo. We have Christian Campbell, Alcantara, Tucker, Loader, Lee, Devers, Lindor, Marte, Malloy, Gore, Trout on the purple, Seager, Campbell, Otani, Jace Jung, J-Ram, Altuve, Wynn, Riley, Dylan Cruz on the X-Fractor, Acuna, Holiday, and Paredes. So wait, you use a $100 coupon on Whatnot for like a $15 spot, and then they get to keep the $100, and you didn't like get anything else out of it? Like they didn't give you like $85 worth more of stuff? We have Jackson Holiday, Caminero. We're going to get ourselves a red here. We have Trout, Brent Rooker, George Springer, and Jacob Wilson. 2 out of 10 on the red. 7 out of 10, not 2. 7. Nice hit on the Jacob Wilson. I was going to say, the problem is Fanatics Live, they're going to start tying allocation to that. We have Bieber, James Wood, Yamamoto, Mayo, PCA, Sagano, Tatis Jr., Ella de la Cruz, Rodin, Jackson Jobe, Adames, Bliss, Connor Norby, O'Neal Cruz, McMahon, Peralta, Reynolds, Jung, Dolander. We have Brendan Donovan, Paul Skeens on the pink. Ivan on the autograph. We're going to have Alcantara, Shaw, and Correa. Paul Skeens on the pink. I didn't realize State Line breaks is as big as they are, though. I thought they were smaller than what they are. They're up by... I think they're up by you, aren't they? Aren't they up in New Jersey? Job on the purple. So we have Bieber on the blue, Job on the purple, Bliss on the blue out of 150 in the pink Skeens. Do a quick recap of the hits after I get all this stuff in my bin. So I can try to sleeve it because Dylan's off on Friday, so I got 2 of the new guys I hired. Oh, there, no, whatever. Oh, yeah, Illinois, that's right. Yeah, I didn't realize they were like as big as they are, though, but do a quick recap of the hits. Let's do a, like I said, lots of color. We'll do a recap here. I have the blue Acuna, pink Ragans, purple X-Fractor Loader, Carroll on the purple, Tatis on the blue X-Fractor, the green Rocker. On the arrivals, Suzuki on the pink, Acuna Jr. on the sky blue, the blue Ramirez, Gunnar Henderson on the green, Williams on the pink, McMahon on the blue, Harper out of 99 on the Creators. Witt on the sky blue, Locklear on the purple, Angel Martinez on the blue arrivals, Otani on the purple, Colt Keith on the pink, Aaron Judge on the light blue, the gold Otani, Ramirez on the blue X-Fractor. Wyatt Langford on the pink, purple Tavar, Brooks Baldwin on the purple X-Fractor, Kiersat on the pink, Vientos on the purple X-Fractor, Soto on the sky blue, the blue Altuve, the blue Vladdy Jr. on the Creators. Abrams on the pink, Christian Campbell on the sky blue, Skewball on the pearl, refractor. We're going to have Seager on the pink, Peralta on the sky blue, Alvarez on the arrivals at a 150, Castillo on the pink, Buehler on the purple X-Fractor, Wagner. We're going to have Lawler on the purple, the pink Swanson, the purple Cole, sky blue Vladdy Jr., Mayo on the pink, Peralta on the blue, Kumar Rocker on the blue. We have Shane Bieber on the sky blue, the purple Jackson Joe, Brian Bliss on the blue arrivals, Skeens on the pink, Trout on the purple, Medroth on the pink, McMahon on the purple X-Fractor, Brooks Lee on the purple debut, the blue Dingler, Zach Veen on the purple, Gunnar Henderson on the pink, Dana on the pink, Ramirez on the blue X-Fractor, Loader on the blue debut, Mayo on the purple, Alonso on the blue X-Fractor, Walker on the sky blue, Campbell on the purple, Robert Jr. on the pink, Adames on the blue, Altuve on the sky blue, Vinny Pasquantino on the blue X-Fractor, blue border Tony Gwynn, which is going to go to NL West because obviously he doesn't have a spot on the finest timelines. We have Alcantara on the sky blue, Adames on the blue, Will Wagner on the sky blue, purple X-Fractor Altuve, the pink Ellie, Altuve on the purple X-Fractor, Semien on the purple, Trout on the purple, Raleigh, the big dumper on the pearl fractor. We have Carroll on the pink, Smith on the purple X-Fractor, Sale on the pink, Alcantara on the blue, Vinny Pasquantino on the sky blue, Kobe Mayo on the pearl. We have Seager on the blue, Caminero on the purple, Sagisi on the pink, Romo on the blue, Churio on the blue, Kurtz on the pink, Freeman on the blue, Altuve on the purple, Mayo on the purple debut. PCA on the pearl, we have Gilbert Torres on the sky blue, Olsen on the blue X-Fractor, Churio on the pink, and Bliss on the purple. Sounds good. Have a good night, MJ. We have Yamamoto on the blue creators. We have Ellie De La Cruz on the sky blue, Swanson on the green, Adames on the purple, Acuna Jr. on the pink, Trout on the sky blue, Kurtz on the blue, Kiersad on the pink, Alcantara on the purple, Max Fried on the blue, X-Fractor, Reese Hines on the arrivals blue, Sasaki on the pink, Cavadas on the blue, Gold Arrays, Ramirez on the sky blue, the pink, Duran Norby on the purple, Skeens on the purple, Caminero on the blue, Jacob Wilson on the blue, Brooks Lee on the blue creators, the blue Albies, Alcantara on the pink, Alvarez on the purple, Swanson on the pink, Kershaw on the purple, Churio on the purple, Gunnar Henderson on the sky blue, Rooker on the sky blue, Lindor on the gold, Rodriguez on the blue, Jace Jung on the sky blue, Mayo on the blue arrivals, Edmund on the sky blue, Job on the pink, Castillo on the blue X-Fractor, and Alec Bohm on the sky blue. We also have a purple Acuna, Luis Angel Acuna. Let's get into the autographs that are not on the hit board. There are some good ones that are actually in this pile too. We have Brendan Donovan on the base, Grant McCray on the purple, Cade Povich on the base. We have Baldwin on the refractor, Burley on the sky blue, Bliss on the green, Juan Gonzalez on the base, Jake Bloss on the base, Nacho Alvarez Jr. on the base, Ryan Bliss on the blue, Luis Gonzalez on the green, Shunk on the base, River Ryan on the refractor, Evan Carter on the finest moments, Blake Dunn on the purple, Barry Larkin on the finest moments, McGreevy on the refractor, Ty Madden on the base, Fitz on the base, Burley on the gold, Trey Sweeney on the refractor, Aramis Ramirez on the base, Caden Dana on the sky blue, Montero on the debut, Mayo on the base, David Justice on the base, Montero on the sky blue, Grant McCray on the green, Robus Martinez on the blue debut, Mason Miller on the base, Strider on the green, Montero on the debut, Angel Martinez on the blue, Mena on the sky blue, Greg Jones on the base, and Michael McGreevy on the base. Whole bunch of pretty nasty hits in here, so we'll get them all gathered up. Each case had some nice hits in it. All right. We have Oil Spill, Ian Happ, Kobe Mayo on the gold, Ben Rice on the purple, the bullish Matt Shaw, the Yamamoto on the bullish. We have the orange border Ichiro finest timeline, Sasaki on the orange out of 20, Waldrip on the gold autograph. We have Sasaki on the finest autograph green parallel, Thomas Sagisi on the RPA, Jacob Wilson on the gold RPA out of 50. We have the headliners, Bryce Harper, Kurtz on the finest autograph 2 blue parallel, Jackson Chury out of 25 on the orange creators, the headliners, Gunnar Henderson. The breaking through, James Wood. We have Jacob Wilson out of 10 on the red. We have Dale Murphy on the orange out of 25. Acuna on the purple. At 125, we have the orange J-Ram. Soto on the oil spill. Brooks Lee on the gold debut. Oil spill Scooball. Tucker 3 out of 3 on the red. We have Jim Palmer on the black out of 10. James Wood out of 99 on the blue. Jackson Holiday on the Gustograph out of 10, 9 out of 10. And then we have Albert Pujols, 2 out of 25 on the Creators Orange. That's going to be the break, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you hopping in here, filling it up. I was going to say, probably won't have another Pick Your Player for a little bit until a new product comes out. I definitely don't have enough Tier 1 to run a Pick Your Player, so We'll be running some mixers. Like I said, we have a half case of Chrome up as well. But there's definitely going to be some mixers going on. Appreciate each and every one of you guys watching, hanging out, bullshitting, or whatever else. Appreciate you guys filling up the break in a timely fashion. I think what took like 3 days to fill up, which is awesome. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow for some more baseball. Hopefully that Topps Chrome ends up filling up. Like I said, half case. Still have a few teams left, but appreciate y'all as always. Have a good night and be safe. I didn't get any Dynasty. I was going to say, Dynasty already came out for the year, and I didn't get any of it allocated. I could have got some at, like, whatever it was, like $1,700 a box, but I think that's ridiculous for one card, in my opinion. But, yeah, no, I didn't get any. I do have some Sterling still that we'll put in mixers, top Sterling. But